As well as using the options in the ASP.NET configuration utility, you can use certain C# methods and properties to check whether a user is logged in and redirect them accordingly. To begin this lesson, open the My Membership sample file from your Sample Files folder. And open the code behind file of about.aspx. Now you're going to add some C# code that will make this page available only to logged-in users. Add the following code to the page load event handler. If not page.user.identity.isAuthenticated response.redirect ~account/login.aspx. The page.user.identity.isAuthenticated property returns true if a user is logged in and false if they are not. You learned about using the tilde within paths in lesson 4.2, and you learned about the not operator in lesson 7.3. It's also useful to know that if a user is logged in, you can extract their username from the page.user.identity.name property. Now view default.aspx in your browser and click About. You are redirected to the login page by the code that you added, because you are not logged in. Log in now with a valid username and password. If you're not working through the course sequentially, this will be username smart, password learnasp, and after logging in, your username appears in the top right corner of the screen. Now click the About link again, and this time you are able to access the page because you are logged in. Next, you're going to change your code to make the page only available to the normal user role. Close your web browser and return to the code behind file of about.aspx. Now change the if statement to if not page.user.isInRole normal user. This code will redirect the user if they are not assigned to the normal user role. View default.aspx in your browser again and click the About link. Because you are not logged in, you are once again redirected to the login page. This happened because the isInRole method returns false for users who are not logged in, as well as for logged in users who do not have the normal user role. Log in again as the user that you assigned to the normal user role in lesson 9.10. If you are not working through the course sequentially, this will be username smart, password learnasp. Now click About, and this time you are able to access the page because you are a logged-in user that has the normal user role. Log out again by clicking Log Off, and log back in with your second user account. That's the one that you created in lesson 9.6. If you're not working through the course sequentially, this will be smart2, password learnasp. This user doesn't have the normal user role. After logging in, try accessing the About page again. This time you are redirected back to the login page. Even though you are logged in, the user doesn't have the normal user role, so the user doesn't pass the Is in Role check. Close your web browser now. In a real-world application, this implementation could confuse your users. Because you redirected the user to the login.aspx page, if they don't have the right role, a user could become confused. The user might think, I'm already logged in, so why is the application asking me to log in again? There are several ways that you could make the site more user-friendly by keeping the user informed. One option would be to only send the user back to the login page if the Is Authenticated test fails. If the user is authenticated but has the wrong role, you could send them to a different page explaining why the user does not have access. Another option would be to hide the page's content from the user if the Is in Role test fails. You could then display a message on the same page explaining why the user does not have access. You can do this by placing the content of the page into a panel control and the error message into a different panel control. You can then use the visible properties of the panel controls to display either panel as required. Close Visual Studio now. You've now completed Lesson 9-10. Use C# to limit access.